Hello everybody, it's Mirialdo here once again, and welcome back to another figure unboxing. Oh yes, we have the elf in front of us, and the elf gets lewd. Oh yes. Just to throw this out there real quick, since this is going on YouTube, and YouTube doesn't understand their own rules in regards to like nudity, tasteful nudity, artwork, this video will be censored for YouTube. Probably shortened and everything, but check the Discord. There's a link in the description, and you'll find some information on how you can view the full uncensored version of this video. So with that out of the way, yes, this is White Elf. She is an original character based off of an illustration by Yapo. She is a 1/8 scale figure manufactured by Kalmia Project, part of the I.V.E line. White Elf was released on June 18th of 2018. I ordered her back on November 2nd of 2017. And she's a little on the pricey side. She was 13,380 yen, or converted to US dollars, that was $125.74 at the time. So yay. But yes, we can see by looking in the box, she is kind of laying down, and her hair is going to take up a massive amount of space. So be prepared if you do order her, because she is a space hog even though she is laying down. So there's the front of the box. There's the side of the box. It's got the I.V.E logo, and there is like embossed on this box some like floral patterns and stuff. So not sure how well that's going to show up on the camera. There's the back of the box saying White Elf, Yapo Original Figure Series. The other side has nothing on it. And then if we tilt her up, yes, now we get to see how big the box really is. So it's quite deep, and we can see more of her because she is now standing up. And then if we flip the box one more time, there is the back with all the little warnings and information in the I.V.E logo again. So now, let's get this elf open. So there's two flaps, one on each side, both of them with one seal. We'll go ahead and open the plain side. It's a pretty heavy-duty corrugated cardboard box. And then there's a cardboard liner on the inside, which also appears to be taped shut. So let's just try to pull the whole thing out. Nah, that's not gonna work. So let's go ahead and cut this cardboard liner apart. There we go. Now let's try pulling the blister out. Okay, that works a little bit better. Got some instructions. And on the inside, it has the White Elf logo again. So, let's see. If we cover this and cover this, here's the instructions showing how to assemble her and change her pieces. The important bits are covered by my fingers. So yay. And there is the elf in her blister packaging. So let's do a quick spin around of her like that. And if we stand it up, look at that giant mass of hair. Oh my god. So detailed, so great. And what's this we see on the bottom? Yes, wrapped in tissue paper, we have her alternate body piece. So yeah, there she is in the blister packaging. So normally I would do the accessories first, but since obviously one of the accessories is not safe for YouTube, I will show the bow first, but I'll hold that extra accessory for part 2. So we can do that and take the bow out. The bow is in 2 pieces, and it has individual little baggies for each piece. So there's that one. And there is that one. So obviously the pieces are quite long, and if you peg them together, it gets that much longer. Yes, very long. Just quick estimate, I would say it's probably about 11 inches long. And there is no bowstring. It's quite detailed. You can see like the wood grain like painted and sculpted into it, which is a nice touch. And it's kind of burned at the edges, which hardens the wood. And then the handle is like bound in like fabric wrapping, which is a nice little touch. So we'll put her alternate body piece off to the side for now. We'll come to that later. And now we'll do the elf herself. Yes. So, oh, one more piece of tape. There we go, that comes off. And then there's another piece of plastic on top. You gotta be careful because it doesn't feel like there's... Yeah, it's pretty flat on the bottom, so she may slide around if you're not careful. There's that. And there is the elf. She has lots of plastic around her, which is to be expected. So there's a big giant piece there. Now we have to disassemble her to get the rest off. So her head comes off. There we go. And then her mantle, her cape comes off as well. This is actually a pretty tight fit. It's actually a really tight fit. Let's take her arm off first. Being careful when you're taking it off to pull it away from her body. That'll help prevent paint transfers. So there's that. That plastic can come off. And that's all the plastic off of her. Put this off to the side. And make a big giant mess. And we'll come back here. Her hand comes off. At least I think it's the hand and not the whole arm. Maybe it's the whole arm. And then her legs also come off. Again, be careful when you're pulling them apart because you don't want the whole paint transfer thing to happen. So there is the elf all in pieces. We can tilt this down and focus on her now. Do a quick spin around of all of her pieces. And we'll start to look at them individually. So, we'll start with her legs. It should be noted that the pegs to join her body are keyed so they will only go in one way, which is always a good thing. She is wearing some like pearlescent stockings, so they're kind of shiny and whitish. Looks pretty good. Got a little bit of a pink hue to them. She is also wearing some pretty high boots with some high heels. She's got buckles around her ankles, painted very nicely. No paint bleeding that I can see so far. Also the cuff of her boots, quite detailed, very ornate, painted in a gold color with a nice ornate pattern. So yeah, legs, pretty good. No tread on the bottom of her shoes. Next we'll look at her hands. Whoops. So this is the hand that holds the bow. Once again, she is wearing that like pearlescent cloth as a glove. Well, basically an arm warmer, because it doesn't actually cover much of her hand, just like the back of her hand. And it's one of those that has a little ring for the middle finger to hold it in place. Fingers are sculpted pretty good. These three fingers are just like one solid piece of plastic. The thumb and forefinger are individually painted. She's got a very detailed elbow and very good shape to the arm as well. And then she also has a metal armband at the top of it. Good molding on the palm of the hand, like with the bottom of the thumb and everything. And then the other hand is bent a bit. Again, she's got the metal armband, and then this hand she is wearing a glove as well to help her when she's pulling back the bowstring, which doesn't exist. Middle and ring fingers are one piece. Yes, she's in that hand position that you will always notice once you realize it, but it's like a leather glove. Very well shaded. You got the darker browns and the lighter browns where it's been rubbed a bit. So yeah, nice arm. Then we've got her mantle or her cape. On the bottom, you got the Yapo logo. It is brown, kind of, definitely very leather looking. And it's like a hoodie, so it's got a hood that has been pulled off of her head and just bunched up. It's very, very detailed. Lots of wrinkles, lots of good shading. And then we have her clothed body. So this part is not cast offable, but the skirt is like a separate piece, and it's wiggleable. If we pull it up a little bit, you can see like her belly region and her like suspender for her crotch. So yeah, you can see there's like little metal clasp details, and it's not the most attractive thing in my opinion, but it is there. And then you can push her skirt back down. The skirt is painted a very nice forest green color with lots of good shading, so it's got some darker greens in there, it's got some lighter greens. You can see that her nipples are quite pert. She has big giant boobs. She's got a very nicely detailed belly button. Good belt. And then the back has just one strap. The way she is kind of curved, you can see a very nice curve on her spine line. Good shoulder blades, good shoulders. And then pull the skirt up again. We start to see that the skirt is rubbing on her flesh, so she's got some green marks on her butt. And she is wearing some of that pearlescent cloth as underwear, and it is quite detailed down there, quite a camel toe. This piece is not removable. That's why they include an alternate piece. So yeah, just be careful with this because like I said, it does rub on her butt and leaves some paint marks. So you're not going to want to wiggle it around a whole lot. And then, oh yeah, by the way, she has a big giant butt. Matches her big giant boobs. Now we have her head. So if we can get it to focus, we see she has some very lovely like pinkish purplish eyes. She has an open mouth with some teeth, and it's fairly deep mouth. You can see her lips painted just faintly, which is a nice little touch. She is wearing a metal necklace, which, I mean, it's plastic, but you know what I mean. Painted very nicely. She has big, long, pointy elf ears because, I mean, she is the elf. And look at that hair. Look at that fringe. Could be maybe a little bit more detailed, like it is sculpted and everything, but it's not very sharp, but still looks pretty good. She has her separate hairpiece on top, and it hides the typical fringe seam, which so many figures have, so that's a nice little touch. She's got a nice part line going down the center of her head, and she's got some metal rings holding her twin tails, and my God, those twin tails. There is a lot of hair there. We can see this one is in two pieces, and so is this one. And every now and then, like right there, you can see an extra piece was added on. It's hard when you're trying to mass produce these things because you have to have molds and you have to be able to get the pieces of plastic out of the mold. But I'd say the hair is sculpted very nicely. It is also shaded. I'm not sure how well it's going to show up on camera. I just noticed right there is like a mold line, like a seam line from the mold where they didn't sand it down enough. And there's the bottom of her hair. So let's go ahead and get her together. I think I'll start with the mantle. Actually, no, I'll start with her arm because I won't be able to get that back on. Look at that side boob. Big giant side boob. And look at that belly. All the definition in there. So we'll get that on and carefully squeeze her arm into it. There may be some paint transfer happening there. I'll have to check when I pull it back out. Next, I'll put her head on. Then I'll put her legs on. So I'll start with the top one and then the bottom one. And we do see on the bottom her arm pokes through a hole in the cape. The reason I'm doing the legs in this order is this one kind of leans down a little bit, so if you try to pull the top one off first, it's likely that you'll have some paint transfer. And now I'm going to pull the bow apart and stick it into her hand. I don't think it really matters which way you put it, so I'm going to have it with the bow like angled around her, like that. Then we'll shove her arm on. And there is the elf, all assembled in her clothed form. So I do see like this strand of hair is lifting off the ground a little bit. Her legs, like her feet, also lift off the ground just a little bit, which actually is kind of natural, believe it or not, at least for me. But yeah, I think she looks pretty dang good. I'm happy to have her. She is very, very sexy. I do, personally, this is just a personal wish, I do wish the bottoms were a little bit less detailed on her clothed form, because you are meant to display her like this, and that's just like in your face. That's just my personal wish, but it's not a bad detail. It's very nice, and if you just turn her a little bit, it kind of hides, and you can get a better shot of her cleavage, but then she's not really looking at you. Let's bring the camera closer and do a closer spin around like this, so we can see a little bit more details. But yeah, she is quite cute. I'm happy to have her. So this will conclude the YouTube part of this video, because YouTube doesn't understand their own rules. So yeah, this is White Elf. She is an original character based off of an illustration done by Yapo. She is a 1/8 scale figure and is manufactured by Kalmia Project. She's my first Kalmia Project figure. She's part of their I.V.E line, and she was released on June 18th of 2018. And a little on the expensive side, 13,380 yen at Ami, which when I converted it to USD was $125.74. So yeah, that is the White Elf. She knows what's coming for her. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Reminder, check the Discord link in the description. In there will be instructions on how to get the full version of this video with the naughty parts. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. See ya in the Discord. Bye bye.